We got another one. Wait, this is the wrong spreadsheet. This time we got Weak Slipspace and Faint Suns. So Faint Suns is a lower bonus than Dry Sand. It's sort of the opposite, where everything's cold. But, you know, we had a really good ice ball run before. And they can be quite nice, actually, these colder planets. You can do more stuff with them. Weak Slipspace can cost you quite a bit of money in the end game. But I don't think, you know, the 10% bonus is pretty nice, so I think we'll be fine. Right, so this time we got the Bakar instead of the Euphorians, and the other two are the same. And as our bonuses, we get Scholars and Growth. Two bonuses that are kind of neat. Right, so we get a free tech, basically, at the very start. It's like... one of them is culture hubs. And exchange as well. Okay. Well, the monoliths aren't as good as they used to be. I mean, you can still use them, right? For like, you know, stacking some happiness in the end game. That's fine. Now, there's people as robots. Cybernetic bodies. That's the one we really wanted. There's also robots as people. So, you know, you can get both. And we kind of did that in a game with like ice and went crazy with it. But the Silthith aren't there to give us freeze-resistant bots. Which is what is the thing that would make us really silly, right? If you can get robots as people with freeze-resistant bots, you can sort of like just have like a whole network of just like Arctic planets with like ice balls and just connect them to each other, and that just feeds off itself. It's kind of weird, but because you make robots and those robots make water and that water make robots and etc. You also need some ore worlds, right, to make the original robots, but you get the idea. Or you can get remnants, right? If you get people as robots, what you can do is you can get remnant worlds, and you can use them to make robots, and you make use those robots to make other robots. And then, you know, you get the Arctics to make water for them, and then you make them prosperous. That's how that works. Anyway, you also got orbital labs and quantum computing this time. So you get both, if you really want to go nuts on science. Probably not. You can also start with them, right? And or culture hubs. And you get, you know, skill download and all that stuff. There's also exchange, which can generate more. There's no like connection tech other than slipstream relay. So this, which can be quite good. There's also graphitic tugs. There's lots of stuff available, right? And then there's geo harvesting to get money, to get rich. And there's deep drilling to help as well. They make more robots and stuff for, you know, this sort of stuff. Skill download to help make more things. Replicating nanas as a time tech. And then Starbirth to make even more stuff. Yeah, we could go really heavy on the science if I wanted. I don't know if we have the money to do so. The Bakar is not as good as making money as Euphorians is. It's still okay, right? But we don't really have... I mean, we have geo harvesting, right? Which could, you know, sort of substitute. But it can't really substitute all that well because it takes so much time. And you do blow up planets, right? That you might want to use. So I'm not really sure if it's the best idea. I mean, like, can we use the ice balls, right? Is the real question. Do we have a way to use ice balls? We kind of don't. No, it's not true. You have this. And this is kind of insanely good. Because, well, I mean, you know, together with this sort of stuff, or like this, right? Like you can make drilling platforms, and then use the ore to make bots, right? And use the bots as humans to make water, and then feed that back. Because these need water, these drill platforms. And there'll be lots of Arctic worlds to give us water. Out of robots, as it turns out, right? So yeah, that would be kind of a thing. So this sort of thing, mine some minerals work more. I don't really like the fact that deep drilling doesn't really work together with drill bots, right? So I kind of I'm not a super fan of this tech because most of the things that make minerals are typically with the Bakar are not going to be mines because of this kind of tech and their quirks and sort of things. So it ends up giving you not that much money, like maybe 1 or 2 income. So since we got the Bakar, it's actually a good idea not to explore too much because they have missions to explore things. So, I spotted a 2-way trade here. I think we could just go with that. There's an Earth-like as well, which, could also be a 2-way trade. I don't know which one I want. It's like, do we have food available? That's really the main question, isn't it? I'll look here still, and then we're probably fine. Huh. Well, maybe not. I definitely think a colony here is a good idea, but I don't know how we're going to get food. Because this ice ball isn't cooperating. I mean, that works. Not the prettiest, but it works. I mean, I guess, right? We could also get a farm here, in which case I will give up on this because this connection's kind of, blocks everything off a bit. This one's fine though. We'll start off with this one. And I think making robots here isn't all bad. We do pay a lot more money doing it this way, but I want to kind of see what this is, and I want to get the Bakar mission first. There is an argument to be made for just building an orbital lab. Just straight up get science going. In year 1. But you need them to be established. So we can wait with it then. Alright. Because, we need some money, so... Establish a lab, studying ore, and get it to 2. We have that available, but I think we'll just completely bankrupt ourselves if I do that. Get a food-producing plant successful. Might be possible. Explore to the left. Man, we just, built this thing. Making it, a larger distance, but, it's fine, I guess. Alright, so this gets connected anyway, right, no matter what. And then we're going to have a look over here, because we want to go over there, so... Okay, I mean, that is, I think, a better way of making food. Also, getting an additional 2-way trade on this is perhaps a good idea. If we can find an additional colony for this thing, then there's a good location for a biomatter laboratory there with 2 biomatter and 2 colonies. That ain't terrible. And this as a as a food producing place will need ore, which you can get over here. It'll need biomatter, which you can get over here or somewhere else. It'll also be able to produce food for 2 colonies. So, it'll be in a good spot for that. 2 food over there, and then that, and then because it's going to produce food for 2 colonies, it can become the successful thing we want for the Dinder, completing the mission. And I could right now, if I wanted, get orbital labs. The problem is that's costing a lot of money we don't really have available. It costs 20 to build one. And it precludes the ability to make a mine. Right? So I don't think this is going to be an orbital lab because we need all the humans that it makes. 1 for here, 1 for here, 1 for there. This one we might be able to do so, right? But I think the best thing to do would be to build a mine and connect it in. It would be fully short if I were to try to build a orbital lab. And then we can connect all of this stuff in. Right. And then the idea would be, build that. Or somewhere else, right? Maybe over here as well. No, there's nothing over there, so not over there. What about in this direction? Kind of want to go in this direction, but seems like the game's like, nope, we're blocking it off. So this might get a little tricky. You might have to Hail Mary this. Not too much of a fan of that. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Okay. Game is giving us empty space where we really want. There's one more here. I mean, we don't have any money anyway, so. That feels bad though. I mean, I could just. I can't even afford that, so. Yeah, we should wait with that too because of the asteroid. Oh man. Like, there's only asteroids here. You can't even use them then, right? They're not even worth anything. Maybe get gravitic tugs, but we don't have the tech that makes asteroids valuable, right? One thing you can kind of do is tug your asteroids to your planets and then blow them up. If you have more valuable asteroids, that actually makes money. It's neat, but it doesn't really work. So yeah, I guess you get one more scout this year. Up here would be a good idea to see what's here. This looks not too bad. Like, one thing we can do in the future, right, with like robots as humans, which one is that? It's this one. Is you can do this two-way trade with that, but you know, it's so far away that I might want to just build this so we can get over there to do the mission. But this is neat because this is horribly in the way, of course, so we could blow it up, for example, right? And then do goods into robots into goods, which then also, you know, later on will become a bunch of two-way trades with humans as robots, which is the other, you know, this sort of tech. Making prosperous worlds and more trade income and all that. Goods into, or robots into goods allows this thing to make more humans, which it could send into here, or it could build a biolab, or not biolab, like an orbital lab out of the human, or it could build a culture hub out of it, right? Either way. For now though, I think we'll skip the rest of the year. And we'll go ahead and probably build this still. I mean, it's going to be struggling is the problem. It'll have to be solved like a relay much later. But I mean, this is the way to build the mission quick, right? That's the thing. Or we can go ahead and go left first, right? Either way, we have to do one of these. Man, I don't want to do another one. Please let me okay. I mean, at least get the money, but this feels a bit off. I mean, I guess the best thing to do would be to explore this ore world, right? Well, we only get 27, so there's at least trades. So maybe do this first, because we do go up to 8, which does cost you more money. So, you know, doing it in some way, you know, in some way sending in more people or things into places will make you more money. This one's out of range, right? I mean, there's this, right? Slip amplifiers, which I guess could be used to fix this. How much does that cost? 29? I mean, it works, right? Whatever works. It's gonna take a year to get that money though. And, you know, put us behind in science by not getting orbital labs. But I mean, it's available, right? We could take both. There's also geo-harvesting available, which would be kind of nice for us because we could blow up all the ice balls. Although I kind of said I didn't want to do that because I kind of said I did want to use them to make ore. Which, I mean, does make some sense over here, right? No, I guess we do this. Unlocks the mission. Alright, this is easy. And 8 food or a remnant. Do we have a plan to make a remnant successful? Well, if we get the blow up planets tech, then sure. This one, right? I mean, yeah, with like, but you know, with like a drill bot, it will do as well. But drill bots is like much later in the game. Because we do the other two. There's quite a lot of food to be made, but the discover a few planets is, you know, kind of doable at the very least. Let's have a look over here and see if we can like fix this mess up that we made here. This is a start. I don't know if I want to use that as a colony though. There are some other potential colonies. Yeah, like another one over here. Hold on. Huh. Like... that works, but we're still short a human because we can't cross the slipstreams. Which, no, okay, like we fix that up a bit. Not really, but a bit. Because we still have to pay the... uh-huh. What's over here? Chips and ore. Or like 8 science. I mean, you could take the 6 now, but... doesn't seem like the greatest idea. Now we're looking for that extra money, right? Because that might enable us to build some orbital labs. Anyway, I think we'll just take an asteroid. Maybe we should leave these though, because if we can get them later for more money. I think this one probably isn't going to become much more money, because we can't really build a drill bot here easily unless we get humans or robots, which is much later in the game. Well, it's quite a lot easier to build them over here because we have like, places for robots available. Alright, so I wanted to make bacteria breeding here because it just makes a lot of sense. Because then we can build Arctic farm to connect that in. And all we're missing is a robot, which can come from here. And if we discover some planets, that will enable the Bakar mission, which gives money. That's 8 out of 12. It's like a good scan over here. Like 4 things. One more? Alright. There's like 2 big signals here, so... okay. That's like lots of... and now we get enough money to actually be able to afford orbital labs. Right. We can get science going like that. And also, you know, we're doing this Dender mission now, so... wait, this is an Earth-like. That works. That works really well, actually, because we can get another food out of this then. When it becomes successful, it makes 3 food instead of 2. And, you know, we can fix this up. And then the whole thing ends up stabilized. Alright, is there a point to be made for deep drilling? Not really, right? I think the best thing we can probably do is save ourselves the 3 unhappiness from here. Although, do we need to? We don't need to. This'll do. But is there a good reason to do slip amplifier? I don't think so, actually. I think this works fine. Hold on. This costs 2, right? Yeah. So we would be throwing away money by doing that. Like, we can do a scan and then spend 3 and get the 3 immediately back. We're in December, so there's, you know, there's no real reason to found a colony in December, usually. Is it like a good place for a regular lab as well? Not really. We can just keep going with orbital labs. They're kind of nice for this harder difficulty mode because they're very cheap to run. They have no upkeep cost. You just have to pay the 20 one time. And since we got this Bakar thing that gave us a big chunk of money, we can sort of, you know, we can suffer a one-time expense. We're not really that great in continuous income though. We can make it go up a little bit with gene adjustment, I suppose, right? There's also deep drilling available, which we're using 1 ore. Like, deep drilling gives you more money for ore you actually use. So, like, it's like 1 credit per ore you use. So, this is like 1 income. That's it. But it's only 3 science, right? The beautiful part is that you can advance into tiers very quickly with it, because it's very cheap. The thing is, do you want those slip amplifiers very badly, right? They can be good later. If you want to, like... Well, the thing is, this run we have skill-up facilities as well as Genesis cells and all these other things. And like cultural exchange, right? And other culture things. I'm like, I'm not sure we want to use slip amplifier projects when skill-up can combine with culture to do silly things. Of course, we can't do culture hubs because we went orbital labs, but I mean, we could have gone culture hubs into quantum computing as well, but that was kind of, I don't know, I think that was kind of too slow, right? Our start was kind of too slow to go for that. Like, that's the other option, right? That you go culture hubs with scholars. Well, we kind of didn't get enough humans to make that work at the very beginning. Like, if you can do that, then you can go and, you know, that would have been, I don't know, might have been a good option too. Then you can sort of like get a little bit of science going and make your way to quantum computing. The best way to do that is if you get the tender perk that increases the money for things with projects. Because the culture hub also costs 15. Right? So it's kind of slow if you don't have that perk. But if you do have that perk, it's pretty good. Yeah. Options. There's also, you know, sorts of stuff like that. We don't have a Vittori mission complete yet, so I want to kind of wait on that. Anyway, we want food. Maybe the biometer lab thing. I mean, right. More two-way trades. Can you reach? Oh, you can. It's kind of cutting things off, right? Is there a lack of robots? There's always going to be robots available here if we don't do something like, you know, a little cornery thing, but then it only gets 1 output. But I digress, right? You get many two-way trades with these. It's kind of nice. I also got a 34.9 in October, which is kind of the place you want to be, because yeah, you think admin costs go up by 16, but I still got 56 income, even though it says 40 here. So we only paid, you know, the upkeep, which is 1, I believe, for this thing. That's 4 out of 8, right? There's just robots needed, which, you know, might be over in this corner. Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. All of the Arctics. Probably have more humans and stuff, but the only place we can get robots that isn't, you know, going to be goods world is here. Let's do that. Gets us an additional food. Which, you know, could go here. We're still... I kind of want to build an orbital lab. Kinda, maybe. Is that an okay idea? Maybe we could get like deep drilling up, and then we can upgrade to the next order tier. If I do that, is there no way to get some money out of one of these? We could get 26 here. That might be worth it. Because, like, yeah, you can get 8 science now, but 26 money is, you know, if you convert it to science, is actually more than 8 science, I believe. If we build, you know, if we use it to build an orbital lab, then it's actually worth more. So we can get the extra food for the Dender, which we need probably like 1 more food plant after this. Don't know which one though. Like this one over here could get an upgrade perhaps if we like, send out a food here, right, and send in an ore. Then sure, right, it could get an upgrade. And then but like the extra lab would be, how much money do we get? 26. So it'd be 12. Can I guess I can, right? Or what? End up at 43 like that? What about like this? 45? We're lacking some biomatter though here. Sure. New tech available, right? We get this stuff. Or that. It's hard to tell, right? Geoharvesting is quite good on this kind of difficulty level, because you can quite easily use it to build more orbital labs. We don't need to get every plant. The thing is we have Starbirth as well available, so we can kind of use all of them really well later. So I'm going to go with gene adjustment. It's a bit of a slower option, but it works. Okay. So like, I want to make goods here to get a human. Use the human to get a ore. Use the ore to make it a food, and use the other ore to make this. We're out of money. Can we use maybe 1 asteroid? I guess this one. Because it's kind of a lot of money. And time. Okay, next year I think. I've got 4 science though. For 16 we can get deep study, which will double it. And we can maybe make more, right? It's having an okay income right now, right? 68's not terrible. Let's make it 72. And you can do that for 2-way trades. Actually, even more 2-way trades if I wanted to. How good is that? If I had some biomatter here, it would be kind of insane, because then, you know, you'd be able to get a robot lab here for quite some value as well on top. I mean, can we get like some more food? If we make those robots and things, right? Like if this thing can also get us a food place, then that would work. Like, we don't have any more food we can make, right? That's not true. We can just make it here. I mean, I would be like sort of zoning this off for quite a while until we get infraways or some such. So I'm not so sure how happy I am about that. But it would work, and it would complete the mission, and it would make us some more money as well. Which would be kind of nice, because I could kind of use an actual real laboratory at some point. You know, there's quite a few places where we could get one. Probably like in the middle here, maybe, like robots or something. Like 3-4 extra science as well. Maybe over here, right, with the robots. What do we had some... I want to know what this is. Because if it's biomatter, we're pretty much saved here. It is, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think we can do the lab here then. So in that case, we're going to do all of this stuff with like biomatter here and or bots and then bots and bots. Maybe the right thing to do would be to just get rid of tongues, right? Oh, we have cultural exchange available there. Like immediately. That's kind of good. Yeah, that's kind of amazing, actually. All right, so there's that to keep in mind too. Oh, there's lots of options. Does a lab actually fit there? Because we might. Yeah, okay. It's not too fat. Sometimes the buildings can be too fat to fit in spaces, and you kind of want to know. So I think the idea is to just go ahead and complete the mission, which gets us some science. And then, you know, the Vittori gives us a mission of something that we really want to do anyway, so that's good. And then the Dendar wants us to make a food-producing planet prosperous, and the Bakar wants to make like an insane amount of ore. I think we just get the one planet the prosperous mission, and we try to do it. Although I'm not sure which one it would be, because like, this one could use one of its foods, but not really much more. Is this one over here? Which I mean, it needs like successful things with it, and these aren't. Like, let's say we build Starbirth. Well, that takes like a ton of time before we get there, right? So that's not really reasonable. This one wants biomatter, but there's like nothing at all to be found here, so that's no go. This one's biomatter, but we need an infraway, which we don't have. So like we would need a whole new food plant all the way to prosperous. So maybe it's 10 ore, right? It's a stupid amount of ore, but like we'll be able to eventually slowly get it. In contrast to this, like food to prosperous, which we just don't have a solution for until like the very late game. It's not the best missions for us, but that's what you do when you accept the same missions for this for the same people all the time. Then that sometimes happens. Anyway, any orbital labs we can build? No. So this is a starting idea, right? And we kind of want. It's 3 a year. We're only 1 a year, right? That increases us to large. Is there a way to do that in October so that we don't pay 24 less this year? Not really, right? That's like. We could build like 2 labs, but then we can really cut into our income, so it's not really a smart idea. We could scan a little bit here and there, right? How much would we have to scan? There's like 9 months from it. We'd have to do 6 scans. Can we get 6 valuable scans, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess, right? We could. But then again, you know, the Bakar can have missions for it, but I don't know. We probably don't really have much time to do those kinds of things anyway. Also, what are we going to do with all the ore? I have no idea. We'll get drill bots soon, though, so we'll be able to make a bunch of ore if we want to. Like, there's some locations where those could be good. Well, anyway, I think we'll start with this still, though. Like, how much does that cost us? We go from 83 to like 67. And you know, we have to pay this as well. We pay 21. We do get the mission. We have Vittori options, which no. That wasn't the one. Still, I mean, you know. Seems okay. Obstructed, huh? We can either move you out of the way. Do some other things. Anyway, it wants 10 ore, but we can like increase our science by quite a bit with that, right? How many of those things do we have? Like 4? So we can get like 4 science from it? Yeah, 4 science. Like deep study? We won't be able to get this ore very quickly, so I might as well get it now. So that way we can get to drill bots more quickly, which is actually the tech you want for, you know. If you want a lot of ore, that's the way, right? Cultural exchange. I mean, that could be good, right? At least get some value out of all sorts of things. And there's one place to use it, but you really want a second place to use it. If you can take 2 places to use cultural exchange, it becomes quite nice. And there's this one. Right. Will that count? Kinda. Just need to use a bunch of this stuff, right? What am I going to do with all the ore I'm going to drill? That's like the one thing the Bakar have a problem with. Like, you can make loads of ore. Great. You got anything to use the ore on? No. Yeah, about that. It's like 1 out of range. We knew that. That's this one. But like, again, like, what do you use it for, right? If I can use the ore, awesome. Oh, well, okay, there is a use. This is good enough. Start making some here. This is valuable enough, right? And then, you know, we can make microchips or something here. Kind of weird, but it's like slightly out of range. Ever so slightly. They're going to be relays. Eventually, right? Am I okay with this? I want to use one of the ores at the very least so we don't have to pay penalties. So who has resource shortages? You do. And this one. And that's it, right? Yeah. We got like a couple plants with no export. Like 2 still. So there's this food plant over here and then this ore plant, right? Like we made this to satisfy the dender, but I think this is a plant that could use it, right? So I got one more with no export, which is this one, which we don't really have a plan for. I'm with 125 money, which is not bad. Well, we could like put in an ore lab as well, right? And then maybe like go with like could build like the quantum computing as well. And get a little science of the way. Like, can we use this ore in another way? Especially this one, right? It will become successful. Which might lead to a prosperous planet appearing. And it would make more ore if you do that, right? That's also a nice little thing, nice little trick. If you want to make more, then one thing you can just do is put it in a lab and then, you know, they'll just generate more. But is there a better spot for an ore lab, right? Because ore is kind of a resource where we'll have quite a lot of. And because we have drill bots, or going to have drill bots, there's a good argument to be made to get a ore lab that's, you know, quality. That's going to give us, you know, loads of science. So this location over here, yeah, we can get 2, but you know, look at this location, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Although, you know, we'd be abandoning this, but it's not. Like, looking at this, right? I can get this up. And it'll reach, you know, this one over here as a colony. I want to know what this is. Well, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ore producing plants here. Yeah, look at that. Right. There's your ocean. Here's your like two-way trade. If you wanted to make more water, there you go, right? I mean, this seems insane, but let's do it. What order do we do things in? The greedy order, or do we do it in the more logical order? We have 122 cash. Are we going to run out? Is the question, right? By doing it in the greedy order. I don't think so, actually. Well, the greedy order would be to do something like this, right? I don't know. You get 4 signs like that, right? And then Joel's pretty close. And would probably be the next tech you want. So like, can we get some farm? It would be very likely we get a farm here. Alright, that's annoying, it's in the way. This will have to do. Not too happy about it. We really not have a better source of food. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't work either. Well, you can produce biomatter, I suppose. I don't know where the robot's going to come from. Like, I guess we'll use a relay later on or something. Do you need water from humans here? I guess. And then like food from somewhere. That helps. We're like 1 sign short. That is annoying. The thing is, we can't get cultural exchange if I do it this way. And we only got 1 use out of it though, so it's maybe not too important. Just go without the culture. Yeah. It's like lots of ore we can get here. And you can just do it like that, so I guess we do this. Huh. Well, we can make a robot there. That could be kind of nice. Right, connect it like that. There's biometric from there. Can we connect that? Oh yeah, it's possible. Can we just like fix things? Also, by connecting this in, actually, we have drill bolts available now. That's neat. So that first, then. That's going to be good. Oh, maybe not. We go to vast. Maybe not. Maybe we wait with those then. We get self-hosting AI first. Guess this is 22. We're still one sign short, of course. No real way to get one more science point. Well, either way, we want to like wait a month. October. I guess I'll get the things next year. So ruin there. Robots will be kind of fun. I can kind of see that. We'll make lots of robots everywhere. Okay, I don't think. Let's see what this is. It's an asteroid. Value. Okay, so what next? Well, we go ahead and build this thing. And, yeah, we can like exploit and send in the thing. Let's exploit that as well, because I kind of just want to fix it. Fix the stuff, right? We got like 5 different resources here and still no way of using them all. Which is kind of rude. Look at all this mess, right? I mean, we got lab, right? We have a lab for green stuff yet? No, we don't. We have ore and robots. But you know, for now, we'll probably like leave it because it's like we have money trouble otherwise, probably. In various senses of the word. I mean, that's the problem with the Makar. You usually aren't very wealthy because they're kind of bad at making money. They're good at making ore, but not so good at making money. Like we can make more ore, but that doesn't really make us any money. There's a problem because, you know, every planet is now 4 admin costs, so unless you can make 5 credits out of a planet, it's actually draining money. And this is a 2 cost on top of that, so it's 6. So we need to like transport like 2 or 3 things out of it, and otherwise it's not worth it. And that's out of range, right, as well. Just like, yeah, I mean, we could, but we really shouldn't. Now that's, is that on time? Is that 1 month late? It's so rude, isn't it? I'll do it anyway, I think. It's like, we can fix this up now. Yeah, that's really annoying. Like we're 1 month late and have to pay 30% because of that. Well, so be it. Anyway, we get access to, we get up on tugs as well, I guess, right? Because we get access to robots now. Which, you know, allows these kinds of things. But you know what, that's okay, right? We fixed a bunch of things with that. That one drill bot over there. And there's this one over here too. Oh, there's this one over here. And we made like 10 ore. There we go. Let's make 12 more. What? The car. Please. Please be normal. Please be reasonable. The car are not reasonable when it comes to the amount of ore they want. It's like, make more ore. Right, I made more ore. What do you want me to do now? Make more ore. These missions are awful. I might just not want to do any of them. Like 9 more planets? Like, we don't have the money to colonize 9 more planets. We'll go bankrupt. Like, our upkeep's going to go up by 40. We have 48 a year. We're going bankrupt if we do that. Increases the production of ore by 12 units. Like, what am I using the ore for? I'm already like drowning in ore. Please, I'm just gonna make things successful and prosperous if you don't mind. With like all the tech we've got unlocked over here, right? So for example, we can now use robots as humans and humans as robots. And that's going to be neat. So do you have like places where we have lots of spare humans or robots? Either one, right? Kinda... there's a human here that can become a robot. That's this one, right? Ah, it's like Vittori, right? Establish a lab studying chips and get it to 4. I mean, we have self-hosting AI, right? So it's just like adding in 1 chip. We had like 8 science for that. It's like super easy. We have asteroids and stuff, so we can sort of like get more money. Sure, we'll do that one. Then maybe we'll do 9 different types of planets, but I don't know. We'll probably not get there. The one thing we can do is we can just sort of like do that. That just gives us the mission, right, instantly. But no discount. We can use Starbirth. Doesn't that make much more sense though? Like Starbirth, just turn everything into stars. Like with that, can we fix some of these problems? It's a good question, isn't it? There's like lots of places that are like successful but non-prosperous, right? That's sort of what's costing us so much money. But, you know, if let's say I star this, right? And then we send that, and send that. I mean, it still kind of doesn't really do all that much. Because we made like 2 income out of that whole miss. So that's not really it. Skeleton facilities are just too expensive to build right now, as are probably Genesis cells, as well as what I'm doing with them. Not very much. I mean, I could do this connection again, right? But we already found out that doesn't really do all that much. It kind of makes sense if it doesn't. People as robots and robots as people, right? That's sort of the thing. And that could be good. And some uses of them. Don't know if that's best. That's just that, right? Another import for you. Huh. It was like, it wants successful partners, which is the harder part. I mean, Starbirth can give you that, right? Like, Starbirth over here wouldn't be bad. Let's have a look over here, right? Can't we, like... We're starting at 35, right? If we use just 1, it's not that good. But if we can use both, then it starts making money, right? Not a whole lot, but a little bit. It fixes up all these planets. And I could even do that, but that's probably not what you want. like the... I'm not that convinced about it, right? That's the thing. It's also a bit expensive, and it kind of doesn't really help all that much when it comes to... Like, our big problem is money, so I'm like, which tech makes us good money? This is kind of driving us further down. Like, these robots as humans techs, I was like, you know, those could be good, but we just don't really have the opportunity to use them all that much. You know, sure, we got robots that can be used as humans, but we have like no robots available anywhere. So what's the point? There isn't much. We can make some more chips here, right? That's neat. Also not really, right? So we make robots here. We can just use robots to dig, so why would I bother with robots as humans, right? What would I specifically need humans for here? Actually, even better, right? We can do this, that, and that. And that would form a nice little circle. But the thing is, we get the 40 planets, right? And then we just sort of die. Right? That's sort of the disadvantage of this whole, like, drillbots / robots thing. So it's nanofabrication if you have it, like if you're playing with Silphid. Is that it just doesn't make enough prosperous planets quickly enough. You're not solving the things you have, right? So perhaps the real answer to this whole conundrum is none of the above. And it's just like, let's just build some relays and let's just build some infraways and use those to sort of like connect things that we already have to make more money. Of course, then the question is, do we have some good places where regular relays could be used, not infraways, but regular ones, to improve some planets that we have? The answer is no, not really. I mean, this one, right? But you can't get biomatter, right? All of the planets that we could improve require an infraway to be improved. Yeah, this one needs a human, which it can't get. That which doesn't work. Although this one could work with some water, right? So if I found one planet, we have like 80, which is sort of like stupid amounts of science. And I guess we'll get the infraways fairly quickly. So we need to find like 9 different types of planets. How are we ever going to do that? I don't know. I mean, yeah, we can add this in, right? And, you know, sort of like that, right? And then like that. Sure, right? Then we got this extra human planet here. I don't really do all that much. Like if I place this, right? I mean, is that... That's kind of connected to the ore world too, is the thing. The other thing is that this is one's like more successful partner, so if we can connect this in, that's a successful partner. We can connect that in later. Also, Slipspace overload is starting to cost lots of money. Which is a bit of an issue, I'm not going to lie. We're going to have the tech to do anything we want. But we're going to be paying through the nose for Slipways. So, yeah, not ideal, right? At the very least, we got a prosperous planet. I have no idea how we're going to do this Dender mission. Absolutely none. We don't have the money for it at all. Which I kind of knew when I was, you know, when I did this, but at the same time, you know, it does unlock a lot of science. But it's not ideal, not in the slightest. Like people as robots, which we use. I can't even get a discount for that either, right? Probably Starbirth would be the most sensible thing to do here. The thing is, we get 5 more years, right? So you can quite easily get both Starbirth and, you know, maybe we just get replicating nanites. And then in the final year, just colonize a bunch of stuff. I might want to do that now then. First, right? Saves you lots of time. Would that be better than relays, actually? This is 56, so we'd have to like spend some time. I guess we like take some asteroids so we get some money. We're gonna go probably below 0 if I do that. Like income, like literally. So the idea would be to go replicating in the nights. This is risky, but it's fun. So now I spotted some stuff here that we could do, right? That was like this stuff. Now costs 0 all of this, so. Right. Then like this happens. Or this, right? Minus 13, right? But you know, we do get to do the mission for the Dender. There's that at least. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that with the chip shortage, but I guess we can maybe do Starbirth afterwards, right? Lots of things we can do. Robots as humans, huh? Well, that's not really much use of it, is there? I think most of this isn't even all that useful, really. Because now we have all this spare water and we can't really use it. Not very efficient, is it? Well, I mean, I guess this is the better way, though. Now, we get a huge empire, right? So that counts for something. Although it's not much. Like the effect of a big empire isn't as big as the effect of just better planets. You get the idea, right? More developed planets worth more points than huge empires are. Well then, okay. This can work, right? Also, now we've got 1 month colonization time, so we could do some fancy stuff. Like that. We're in the minus, by the way, when it comes to our income, so we might just go bankrupt. In which case you just lose the game, right? Not the best outcome. I do have Starbirth available now. So that makes the most money out of all things. Do we want to do a Starbirth though? We'll unlock this, right? Like, We got 4 more years in us, which is 120-ish science, 138 or so. Which would be enough for like both of these, right? So the thing I was looking at. So you need like 5 more plants. Which I guess we can get. Can we get like a swamp? That counts, right? But then I want this as well, right? To fix things up. Although we don't really have the time to use them. I mean, we don't really bother with these humans or all those things. We'll just go with the relays and stuff. So also this, right? What can we like, hold on. Can we like biome reconstruct some things? To fix some things? Like what can we, yeah, we can make you an Earth. It'll cost 30. Make you an Earth? No. Also not you, right? Yeah. So we can make an Earth here, for example. How good that would be. I mean, not very, because it's like Earths need like people or produce people, but if they produce people, they need food. And in none of those locations do we have food available, so this doesn't help at all. Yeah, no, this isn't very productive. Alright. Starbirth it is then. It's neat, but not very productive. It's like one thing we can do is this one, right? Actually, you know what? Fine. What about you? It's like 25, but oh, we can't afford that. Gotta do it the other way around, so we get the. Oh, it doesn't matter. We don't get the value anyway. Good to know. We got income too. This is not good. So we can't do anything for the rest of the game, basically. Yeah, not really my cup of tea, is it? I got 6 income. This is not much better, is it? Yeah, the admin costs are killing, right? They're kind of. So this is not an option, basically. This is the thing we're trying to do. We got this 98 credits. We got to use them more effectively than that. Because that's just no good option, really. Just won't work. Wish it would, right? I still didn't. I mean, maybe we can do it over here, right? That creates a human, which can maybe be used for this. The Elysium project. Well, I mean, do we have a location where we can build it? There's like lots of locations where we could use that sort of stuff. The thing is, where do we have a prosperous world? Also, I just noticed this actually creates more science, which is kind of cool. I guess we got one here, but like, how's it going to get chips? It's like, it's never going to get chips. All it's going to do is get like an ore. That's it. At least we got a prosperous planet, right? I mean, here it's like, I mean, people as robots means we can send people into people planets like this. right? So we can get robots. It's just we can't get any chips here. Like I'm thinking, like, can we do the Elysium project somewhere, right? Which is like a special. No, we can't. It's a project. What am I thinking? We have orbital labs everywhere. Like we can make more science if I want to, but like there's no point to it. Let's get 6 science, right? The problem is we don't have any money, so probably don't want to spend the 20 money on that. Well, let's get the 20 science because there's no 6 science. There's no point to the Elysium products at all. We don't have a swamp yet, so we can take the swamp to wait trade it. At least it does something, right? That costs 33. That's so much. I can like make food. That's like it costs 33, right? To connect it back, which is that's the problematic part. Well, we got 24 here. Not all bad. Forest Worlds, Ice Bowl, Arctic, Mineral, and Swamp. Yeah. Got 9 different types, right? It's like 4 more types. So, yeah. No money, right? I mean, could do this. That's worth it. I mean, like that. The problem with infra with those things, right? Those slip relays and stuff, they cost 30 a piece to build. So that's not really what we want to do either with this run. It's also too expensive, really. It's the Bakar, right? They're not very rich at all ever. I got 69 credits. It's tough. Literally. We're playing on tough. Yeah, no, like if you have, you know, the stealth that you can do. You have, I don't know, other things, right? I mean, we can make a bunch of stuff here, but we can't use it. It doesn't even make us any money is the thing, right? I mean, neat, but, like, what's the point? I mean, there might be a point to this one, though, because it might go into here and then be useful. I guess. Costs 26, though. It's one of an expensive slipway. Well, yeah, we won't be able to afford it. So you only get 17 for scrap as well because our income is so low. So yeah, we get hit by the double whammy all the time. But not explored that I can't undo it as well. Yeah, that's a bit rude, isn't it? Yeah, we got like 14, but we can't even build a single slipway. We are poor. Pretty much. I mean, that doesn't do anything, does it? Like a star here would make like another boat, and then we can two-way trade, and then we can water and all that things, right? But do we get the money for that? We kind of don't. Kind of got 14 credits, and that's it. A year, which is kind of pathetic. Roles as people. Can we like get any use out of that whatsoever? Like just without building anything, right? Like all our bots are just used, right? So it's just no point. Do we have extra humans available? We could, yeah, this one. We just made that, right? Yeah, I guess this one makes the most sense then. Right, because we could make stars and sort of make that work. Kinda, sort of. Kinda, sort of, but not really, but yeah. Hey, hold on a second, we just got 18 income, that's okay. I'm like... I'm not really convinced of this choice I made with the Dender. I don't think it was a good idea. But it was interesting, right? But not good, though. Not good at all. It's like, where do we go next? I don't have a desert yet. What am I gonna do with ore here? It's like, I sent one in here, but that's all I can do with it. Get 19 money from there. It's no good either. More ice balls, more arctics. Already got both of those though, as well as primordials, as well as minerals. So 9 types, right? It's kind of difficult. We can get a lava. Does starring a planet count as colonizing it? It probably doesn't, actually. I'd imagine that it doesn't. So, what's the point? I mean... the idea would probably have to be to skip. Yeah, I mean... and then... try to afford that? And then... 7, right? Okay. Alright. Not sure what to do with the rest of the robots. We can have like robots as humans, right? Did that do anything? That did not do anything. Because of course, yeah, we don't have any spare robots anymore. Makes some sense. Alright, so... does this one? But... money. Yeah, there's no money this time. The one thing we can do is like found more planets, right, in order to get the mission. That's about it, really. Well, we have to hold on. We have to get certain types, right? So like, you gotta pay close attention to which types are still available. We might need to scan once or twice, which costs a little bit of money. We also need to make sure that we don't get minus money at the very end, because as it turns out, if you end up in minus money in 3426, you still lose. So we gotta like, explore until we find some new types, because all the planets that are available are of the same type. There's a remnant there. I think that counts. Robots as people, people as robots. So we got both. do something fancy with that. Problem is that it needs people or robots, but it doesn't have either. I mean this one, right? That's a colony then. Then we get a remnant, that's one type. And then we get the desert as the final type, I guess. You can make ore, but what's the point of more ore, right? Already colonized the lava too, so we can't even use that. It's like might as well get at least some science for the ore, but nope. Alright, well, let's have a look here. So we can't. That's not useful either. Well, okay. What can we do? Like monoliths, relays. It doesn't really matter what I get. Biome reconstruction. Yeah, maybe we can make an Earth-like and colonize that. That's 8. We don't have an arid, right? Let's do that. It doesn't matter because we can't lose any more money anyway. We're still above 0, so it's fine. So we'll decline this sort of stuff. I wish I had done this before, or hadn't like spent my science actually, because we could have gotten that, I guess. That's neat. It's a prosperous planet. Can't afford. I can't afford anything. Yeah, so this is the problem. So the thing we should have probably done in the early game was geo-harvesting here. Yeah, that was kind of silly that I didn't take that. I should have paid more attention to the fact that there were like 0 ways of making money available this run. And that sort of killed us in the late game. Because it turns out you need some money. And if you don't have any, sort of this happens, where you're sort of like stuck. And we got the mission done at least. But don't ask me how much it cost. Because we're kind of stuck now with like no money. And also things, right? Like, also things we could have done if we had money, right? We could have like made like infraways and what have you. That would have made a lot more sense actually. Unlock infraways and like, you know, start, you know, connecting everything up. Like this one, for example, right? Could go in there. This one wants a chip. It could come from like over here, right? The thing is, look at those costs, right? Like you would need to blow up 2 planets per slipway. Yeah, we could have gone nuts with blowing up planets, and that would have worked probably better than what we did. But we didn't, and this is the result. Yeah, people do all sorts of things. So how can we like get some more money in this situation? There is one little signal over here that could be an asteroid, which could make us a little bit. 3, right? Which then could, you know, we could send in a Honda human there, which does help a little because it's less unemployment. So there's that, I suppose. It also makes more money next year, but there's no next year. There is no next year. All right, I think that's it. It's not going to be great. We got Colossal. We barely managed to get 5 stars at least. Yeah, this wasn't the best. GG. I think that's it for today. Where did I? 12,492. Okay. I'll be back in another day. I gotta like edit all these videos. It's gonna take a while. Anyway. end the stream.